Okay, guys, I came back. We are back live again, right? I hope. If I am, can someone put one in the chat? Hang on. I don't want you to.
Yeah.
I want to get to this breaking news this morning. The parents of a missing 12-year-old Ryan R.J. Davis are now booked into the Caddo County Jail.
KOCO's Jordan Ryan is in Caddo County right now with the very latest. And Jordan, this news coming in overnight. What is the update?
Give me 1 second, guys. Let me. Full screen. That's what I want.
Yeah, it was early this morning, late last night that the parents were booked. The stepfather, George Cole, he was booked around 12 a.m. this morning. Meanwhile, the mother was booked around 10 p.m. last night. OSBI actually got involved in this case yesterday. They announced they're calling this disappearance suspicious. Earlier this morning, I spoke with someone from the agency. They tell me the parents' charges are child abuse complaints, and they are related to the missing boy. KOCO actually spoke to those parents yesterday. Here's what they told us when we talked to them. They were pleading for people to help locate their son.
I want to thank everybody that has helped, and anybody that wants to continue to help is needed and wanted. And we just want our son back home. We want him back.
Ryan Davis was reportedly last seen January 2nd near the Quality Inn at 4th Street and East Grand Avenue in Chickasha. He was wearing a red and black plaid shirt, dark jeans, and brown steel-toed boots. State agents say they do believe he is still alive. That's what they told me on the phone just a little bit ago. But that search is ongoing. OSBI is expected to hold a press conference around 11 this morning. KOCO 5 will be following that. We'll bring you the latest updates. I am about to walk into the courthouse. I'm going to try to speak with the Caddo County Sheriff, and if I have an update to pass along, I will share that with you. Live this morning, Jordan Ryan, KOCO 5 News.
Okay.
Is Hunter McKee. I'm the Public Information Manager with the OSBI. I have the Chief of Police with the Chickasha Police Department, as well as the Assistant Chief, too, as we've been working on this in a collaborative effort to locate this 12-year-old boy. What I can tell you is the latest we have is that we are still searching for him at this time. He has not been found. We are still receiving several tips. We are still following up on those tips, but the boy has not been found. We do believe that he is still alive at this time, and so we're doing everything we can to locate him. The other update we have, since we had last spoke yesterday, is that as this investigation continued, the OSBI made contact with the 12-year-old boy's parents, that is his biological mother and his stepfather. During the conversation with them, it was learned that there was harm done to this child while he was living with these two parents. Based on everything that we were able to gather, based on search warrants that we conducted, and that's multi-jurisdictional agencies that were involved in those, we came to the conclusion that both parents were arrested on child abuse complaints. Multiple child abuse complaints as we move forward with this investigation. And so those two parents, as of late last night, were booked into the Caddo County Jail, where they will be at this time. Official charges, of course, will go through the District 6 District Attorney's Office as we move forward with that. What I can say from the OSBI standpoint is when the Chickasha Police Department requested us to look into this case, not only was it important for us to locate this child safely, but we also needed to look into the entire aspect of this case and find out why is this child missing from the very beginning for multiple days, what's going on and what's going on with his home life, you know, as well as we kind of dig deep and find out a little bit more into what has caused this. And based on those findings, it was important for us to talk to his parents, find out a little bit more about what was going on at home during that time. And as we looked into it, making sure that when this child is safe, that he stays safe and that he goes home to a safe environment moving forward was very important for us. And it was deemed that it was not a safe environment for him.
Sorry, guys.
So that's why these two parents are behind bars at this time. We are encouraging people. We understand there's been a lot of Facebook posts and comments about the boy has been seen here and there. We've followed up on all of those so far. What we can still say is that the last time that this 12-year-old boy was confirmed seen was that January 2nd date here in Chickasha. So we are still encouraging people, please reach out to us, contact us. If you see where this boy might have been, where he's going, you know, other people that might have been in contact with him up until he went missing, please reach out to us. We will follow up on all those tips. We've had search parties with all these jurisdictional agencies yesterday, all through tonight, today, as we move forward with this process. And so, again, these arrests are just one step, but the ultimate goal will not change. We need to locate this child safely and bring him home as quickly as we possibly can. I'll field some more questions, but I'm going to have Chief say a few words too.
I just wanted to say real quick to everybody, we
Hi,
appreciate so
Miss
much the efforts.
Pam.
As Hunter said, this has been a multi-jurisdictional effort. So between Chickasha Police, OSBI, Grady County, I believe Caddo County, OHP, and others, this has been quite an effort. Culminated last night with the two arrests that Hunter made mention of. The important thing is already this morning we're following up on at least two other tips as we speak. Here's what I need from everybody listening. This child will not be going back to that home. All we want to do is lay eyes on this child, get him the medical care that he needs, and assure him physically and emotionally he will not be returning back to that environment. So if anybody out there listening, through media, through social media, through any source, can bring him here, I will personally meet with this child. We want to get him safe, and we want to get him medically cleared so that he is good. Thank you.
Questions?
Based on what you've learned, can
Yeah.
you talk about the environment he was living in and specifically the harm done?
Specifically the harm done, we cannot go into that yet. It is still an ongoing investigation. Now, when this child is found, there will be updates of what our findings are. So we will eventually go into that and when these charges are officially filed. But as of right now, specifics on that, we just can't go into that right now.
Do you believe that the parents have something to do with this little boy's disappearance?
We believe that the parents caused, like I said, harm. Now, this last time that the boy went missing, was it specifically because of the harm done to him by these parents? We're just not sure about that yet. That's why, you know, that we're going to still dig into, you know, what was going on at home during that time. So that's something that we will certainly still continue to look into as this moves forward but it was very clear that it was not a safe environment for this child at home.
Had DHS been called to this home before?
We have been in contact with DHS. We can get that for you to double check on that. I would like to talk to them about that, though.
You went out to the property yesterday to interact with them. Can you kind of tell us, did you search the property? Is there anything that you guys found while you were out there, or was that just specifically just to apprehend them?
The property was searched, and like I said, we had followed up on multiple properties within the Grady County and Caddo County areas. But again, specifics that were found during our search warrant, just can't unveil that yet.
Can you describe the conditions of the home?
Probably not yet.
Can you speak to why the parents were charged with conspiracy and crimes against nature, the counts themselves?
Sure. It was child abuse and then child sexual abuse that was complaints to both parents. The conspiracy, of course, is because they were, together when these crimes did occur towards this child. And so that's what we have so far. Now, of course, when this reaches the DA, we'll see what charges are officially filed. But based on our conversation with the parents, that's what the OSBI, that's what our complaints for the arrests were made.
So what's on Caddo County's further booking, that is correct, then the crimes against nature and the conspiracy?
Correct.
Along with child abuse by?
Correct. Yeah.
And you say sexual abuse, do you have evidence that, or have they told you?
Again, not going into specifics, but based on what we were able to find in the conversations with those parents, yes, that's why those complaints were placed there, and that's why that's part of their arrest.
Was there any incident on that? Did they tell you what the incident was on Friday? There's been a few stories that have circulated around as far as what happened that Friday before he disappeared, but do you have any idea? We were able to unveil part of the story of what might have occurred before that boy went missing, but obviously it's going to be very important when we find and locate this child to find out a little bit more of what had occurred, up until that January 2nd date.
Any clue how long it might have been going on?
No, we're still looking into that, and an exact timeline of how long exactly, not sure, but we know that from the timeline that we do have and what was found, it was harm that was caused to this child.
Is it possible it could have happened the first time they ran away?
Yeah, it is possible. We just haven't found that concrete that it had happened in those other times that he went missing.
Are there any other children in the home?
Chief? There was, no, there was not.
You guys are obviously still continuing the
He's
search for
lying.
this boy. What gives you
Wow. You guys just seen that, right? I'm not the only one. Let's back that up just a little bit there.
You guys are obviously still continuing the search for this boy. What gives you, not necessarily the confidence, but what makes you guys think that he's still around this area? Is there searches going on in other counties or other parts of the state as you look for this boy?
Based on everything we've been able to find so far, we're talking about a 12-year-old boy who we believe was on foot. And so when you're talking about the last time that he was seen was in Chickasha here in town, of course, where the parents' residence was in Caddo County down by Cement. And so, you're talking about a rural area in between Caddo County and then here in Chickasha. But everything that we've been able to see so far, we do believe that he is somewhere in that area of these two counties.
The last sighting was at the, I'm assuming you're talking about the Quality Inn, or at least somewhere
Yes,
here in
right,
town.
right.
Do you have evidence? Like, do we have him on video? Is that now how we know he's confirmed that was his last sighting? Because I know there's been a lot of people saying that they've seen him in other places, and of course you guys have said you have searched for them. But are those not true sightings, or can you elaborate on that?
You're talking about the last time that we had confirmed that he was seen. Yes, those are confirmed sightings that he was seen. I can't go into the specifics of what we had seen, but we were able to use the resources there in town of those nearby buildings to confirm that he was there at that time. And again, like we said, that was right down the street here, and so
Chickasha residents of Caddo, Grady County have done a great job of reaching out to us. We need them to continue to do that.
I guess what's your next step moving forward from here?
Next step is these, these large searches will continue. I mean, I've told you, it's not just us and Chickasha Police Department, Grady County Sheriff's Office, Caddo County Sheriff's Office, District 6 Task Force. Everybody's still working around the clock. There's been, shift changes, obviously, but these comments that we get, whether it's social media, whether it's through our tip line, straight calls, we are following up on these. And so it's just a continuous, maybe seeing where he might have been, where he is going. But we will not stop until this child's found.
Are you using drones?
Yes, we're using everything necessary. Drones, dogs, everything that we get a tip on, we're using all those, the technology and resources to see where exactly this child might have been.
Are there volunteers that have come forward to help?
Yes, I can say that I actually got a call this morning. And so there are people that have helped, that are wanting to continue to help. And you guys know, not just here in the Grady County area, but throughout the entire state, we always have people step up and help with that, and we really appreciate it.
Where are you concentrating your search right now?
Just in those 2 county areas. So in between where that residence was down in Cement up until Chickasha is where it's concentrated. Of course, if we get a tip, anything outside of these 2 counties, of course, we're going to look and we're going to use our resources, but that's where it's concentrated so far.
Do we think he's been staying outside, or do you think he's got some shelter somewhere?
We're just not sure. I mean, you would hope he's got shelter, but I mean, guys, we've talked about this. I mean, this is multiple days now of a 12-year-old boy. I mean, it's to a point where he needs to be found as quickly as possible, because not knowing where he is, not knowing where he's staying, it's extremely scary.
Any chance an Amber Alert may be issued at some point, or are we beyond that? Or?
No, from what we've been able to gather, that will not. So we'll be able to continue to use what resources we have to push that out.
Not to drill into the ground, but have you gotten any hits like from using dogs, or have you seen anything on drones? Have you used thermal at all, or?
Yeah, we've used all of that, but in terms of actual, like you called it, hits to see, no, we have not gotten that yet. But we're still using all of that.
What's your reaction to just what you've learned about what's happened to this boy in his home?
This is extremely sad. This is a horrific case so far for everybody involved. I mean, again, you're talking about a 12-year-old boy, where it was seen that he was, living in a household where he didn't get to live a life of a normal 12-year-old boy. And so what we've discovered that he had to go through during this time, it's extremely sad. And now he's, no one knows where he is. He's, out on the streets possibly. It's extremely sad, but again, we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that he is found safe.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else? Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
All right.
Okay. So, y'all, there's a missing 12-year-old boy. I guess you kind of gathered that out of Oklahoma. Kind of saddening. But this time, for reals, I'm out. Have a great night. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. I'm fixing to go watch protesting and craziness. Probably Portland and Minnesota is where I've really been watching a lot, because Portland, they had two people shot by ICE agents, and in Minneapolis we had the one that was shot by an ICE agent. My only thing is whenever you do not get out of the car as you're commanded and you step on the gas with a person in front of your vehicle, cop or not, you get shot. It's just the way it is. Anyway, love you all. Have fun. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.